And we are back again. The Spreaker keeps kicking us out, and we don't really know why, except that they might be doing maintenance on the back end. It would have been great to know. I would have dropped a podcast. So you there, Dr. A?
I am, and I don't think that Ben Carson is a racist. I think he is a political novice, but it doesn't necessarily mean that disqualifies him from being president of the United States. I'm not going to endorse any candidate until I'm ready to.
Some of our best presidents have kind of, sort of been novices. And what I was about to tell you when we got kicked off of the air just now is that someone on Twitter who is a Black Lives Matter activist and an NAACP activist, actually, she used a word for him that I can't even use. Oh. It wasn't racist. It was a racist word, but it's not. I can't even say it on the air. It wasn't the N word, but it was even worse. JD probably would say it, but I won't.
Oh, I love him.
Yeah, he's from New York, and I'm not.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, the talk about him and the things that they say about him are more vitriolic, it seems, because he challenges the paradigm.
He said the other day that if it was him during that Umpqua Community College siege that took place, that he would have gotten up and said to the rest of the people, "Come on, let's get him. He may get me, but he can't get all of us." I would have done the same thing. I would have charged that guy, and it might have been the end of my life. But you can't just lay there and let some knucklehead stand you up and shoot you in the head. You got to fight for yourself. You agree with that? You got to fight. You can't just lay there and let them kill you.
Absolutely.
You got to fight.
You know I don't back down from a fight. You've seen me do it.
No, that's why I call you a wench. If I was out on the campaign trail running for Congress here against Hank Johnson in Georgia, and I said this, Islam is a totalitarian political ideology of total brutal control over human behavior and human thought masquerading as a religion. Would they call me a racist because Islam is not a race?
Well, they might love you in Georgia, but it's a pretty red state, but I'm sure someone somewhere would call you that, but your statement doesn't have anything to do with race. Your statement has to do with ideology, but
I know, bless his heart. I think Dr. Carson is a good man.
Yeah, Trotsky, Alinsky, and all that stuff, they're going to call you a racist no matter what, because that's how they escalate the language. Well,
back to this imperial presidency, it caused presidents to, what do? They quickly hammered out legislation through Congress. They cut corners and then left the details of implementation to the members of the unelected bureaucracy, and that's a problem. I want you to know right there. Max Weber is a famous sociologist from Germany. He said, if you want to look at the real power in government, look at the bureaucracy, because that's where the rubber meets the road. You can stop something from happening at the bureaucratic level, or you can make something happen at the bureaucratic level that was wholly unintended. So during the post-imperial era of the presidency, presidential power was basically debilitated. Now, as a political scientist, I've come up with a fourth era of the presidency with Barack Hussein Obama at the helm. And the fourth era is what we're suffering through right now with him in the White House. I call it the rogue era. This rogue era is characterized by me as an unrepentant lawlessness on the part of the chief executive and his administration. The Constitution for him is not the law of the land. It is merely an ancient document that serves as sort of a guideline, if you will, for action, kind of like in Pirates of the Caribbean. It's really just a guideline. We don't really adhere to it. So therefore, all of our sacred founding documents, and I believe they're sacred, are to be